And we're live, back with another podcast. Mike here, as always, with Jeff again. Not a whole lot to talk about, just little things here and there.
Can we just skip all of August so we can get to at least September for preseason hockey?
Yeah, or even
Can
just
that be
training camp.
possible? Exactly.
But
I'm dying here.
Yeah, seriously.
Gosh.
That's the only good thing about doing the series. We got doing a deep dive on all of them. They got a little something. But we do have our last team today in the Pacific with Calgary.
Took a while, but we're here.
Yes. It was a little harder just because there was so much going on right at the end of the draft and all that.
It really was. It was.
But the next few podcasts are kind of just going to mostly just focus on those teams.
Yeah.
So if your favorite team's on there, we'll probably talk about them. You might not agree with what we say, but that's what we think.
Yep. Yeah, obviously everyone's entitled to their opinion, but and
it's kind of different from what we did last year, because all we did really last year was kind of a quick thing, just do a prediction of what we thought.
Exactly.
And what we could do is, since we already done all these teams in the Pacific, we can just at the end of this podcast say where we think these teams will be.
And I think that's an excellent idea. Yes, and I do have the standings up from last year.
Yes, so do I.
So we can kind of see if any teams will fall or climb.
Yeah. But with that, I guess we can kind of jump on in, and I guess we'll start with how we usually start these things, looking around the league. And the biggest thing, obviously, is Kevin Shattenkirk signed a 1-year deal with the Tampa Bay Lightning after being bought out by the New York Rangers.
Yeah, so another former Ranger heading to Tampa.
Yes, because they love just former New York Rangers.
$1.75 mil contract. Here's my thing. I love this contract for Kevin Shattenkirk. It's a low-risk reward contract.
Yep.
The fact that it's only 1 year and only 1.75 mil, that still leaves you plenty of room to sign Braden Point and Adam Earn. Taking a look at Tampa's cap situation right now. 1 second. 9.37 mil. Yes. They're set. I think they're fine. They're in a great spot.
Not really, though.
Well,
Points might.
They're not in a great spot. They're
not
in
a great
good
spot because Point might want 10 mil.
I get that. I don't think he'll get that much. He's still extremely young.
It's all going to come on Marner, though. Yeah. And if Marner gets 10 mil or close to it, Point's going to want something similar.
I get that. I mean, but then again, you got to kind of go back to the whole thing with what he said he's willing to take a pay cut.
But I think something came out kind of lately that he's kind of not really gone back on that, but he's kind of
he's thinking about getting just a regular contract and not a pay cut. I hear you. Some other news around
back to the just before we get because we kind of got on a little tangent there, as we always do. But yeah, I also agree with your thing on the Shattenkirk, because for him, ever since leaving St. Louis, he hasn't really done too well with Washington and then with New York.
I forgot he was in Washington for a bit.
He didn't really do great there. He is really just offensive at this point, not really great defensively, which in turn could actually kind of benefit the Lightning in some ways, and that you can kind of take some of the responsibility off Hedman a little bit.
Also, I will say this. I think there's going to be a lot less pressure for Shattenkirk now, because he was like the go-to guy in New York and even Washington.
I don't think he will here. He might just be a bottom 6 pairing guy, or maybe middle pairing. Yeah,
because let's look here. So they have actually. Hold on, let me bring it back up. Because they have
Hedman, McDonough, Coburn. They just re-signed this year. Sergachev, Ruda, Luke Shen now.
Oh yeah.
Witkowski
and Eric Cernak.
Yeah.
So realistically,
with Kevin Shattenkirk, so he could. He is probably going to be in the middle.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. So obviously McDonough, Hedman, Sergachev. Those are 3 out of your top 4.
Yeah.
The Lightning, they love Braden Coburn, so I wouldn't be surprised if they throw him up there. So Shattenkirk, he's either going to be that second defense pairing, if not the third defense pairing,
Yeah.
and that's totally fine. I think he's going to be great here in Tampa. He's only 30. But I think, like I said, this
Here's
is a
another
low-risk
thing, too, for him.
contract for him.
It's for the Lightning's sake, at least. I'm kind of looking at it both ways, for Shattenkirk and also the Lightning. For Lightning, if he does well for you, that's great. You could potentially re-sign him again for another year or two. And if he sucks, you just throw him in the press box.
Yeah.
And
besides, his contract's at the end of the year
Shattenkirk,
anyway.
if he can turn things around, maybe he gets a little more value.
Yeah.
Because I doubt he wanted just a 1 year, less than $2 million contract.
No.
At 30.
Yeah.
Because that same age, Ryan McDonough has a lot more years and a lot more money.
Yeah. Yeah. $5 million more.
Yeah.
And he signed at least through 2025, 2026.
Mm-hmm. He's the same age. Same former teammates, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a short time, I thought they were together.
Yep. So that's what's going on in Tampa.
Which I guess for them makes sense because I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. They're always looking to add defense, and I think it's great.
I think it's also you don't because Hedman's had like injury issues, and I feel like that's another kind of reason why they struggled near the end was Hedman never really came back, and I don't think he played at all
and
during
he
the
wasn't
playoffs.
even healthy completely when he was in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Also, a veteran leadership in Shattenkirk, and that will also continue to help. More specifically, Mikhail Sergachev, who is a huge piece for the Lightning's team.
And not to be outdone by the goaltending and Vasilevsky.
Yes.
So in conclusion, class.
In conclusion, Tampa
again.
Bay's Tampa Bay. Yeah. And teams are still helping them, basically. In Columbus, Marco Dano has re-signed a 1-year, 2-week contract. He was a first-round pick of the Blue Jackets in 2013, going 27th overall. Yeah.
Anton Forsberg also.
Yes.
In Carolina. Re-signed for a year.
Peter Budaj, after a 17-year career, he is retiring. So congrats, Peter Budaj, on a very long and great career for him. I think as well-deserved retirement. He'll spend some time with family, of course, in Montana and giving back to the game he loved. Also, Joel Edmondson is returning for a year to St. Louis. 1 year, $3.1 million. That was what the arbitrator awarded him, so he gets some money. Minor trade. San Jose traded defenseman Kyle Wood in exchange for defenseman Trevor Carrick, a 1-for-1 deal with the Carolina Hurricanes.
But another thing too, I kind of want to talk about this a little bit too. There is a GM opening spot open. We kind of touched on this a little bit last podcast, I think, but we could talk about it a little more.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Which is the weird part about the whole thing is why now? He already did kind of all the moves he could make for your off season.
Yeah.
So it's weird to me.
It was a whole weird situation. I've been reading a lot on The Athletic.
Yeah, apparently, there was a lot of kind of things going back
and
forth.
It's just been a very bizarre situation.
In Minnesota, yeah. And I still think, even though they did hire two, or not hire, they're looking at asking permission, I think, or two guys are going to interview for their opening. But I still think Hextall is going to end up here.
Yeah, he's definitely in the running for it. It's going to be kind of funny because he's going to be a GM for GM 1-for-1 swap.
Pretty much, yeah.
Also, the Hurricanes' current president and GM Don Waddell, sorry, I keep pronouncing his name wrong. Him, along with assistant GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Bill Guerin, interviewed Monday for the Wild's vacant GM post. And former Minnesota Star and Dallas Star Hall of Famer Mike Modano he is playing a key role in the Wild's GM search, and they'll go every step of the way in order to find the right fit. I like the fact that Madonna's helping
Sure.
Paul Fenn's to find Paul Fenn's replacement. But honestly, it was a number of things from what I've been reading. It's just been unbelievable.
But there is a couple things that new GM will have to do. They've got they have 4 RFA signings they have to make.
Yeah.
2 are just your 2 defensemen in their system, and the other 2 are Kevin Fiala and Joel Eriksson. Which they'll probably get a good amount. Which I think, for the Wild's sake, I think Hextall's even better there because he's going to get a great contract.
Oh, yeah,
out
for
of
sure.
any of the beneficial contract to both the player and the cap in your team.
Not only that, but...
And also for Luke Kunin for next year.
Yeah. Not only that, but honestly, I think that Hextall could do wonders for the Minnesota Wild, help turn things around.
Even though it seems like he's kind of a guy you go to if you're looking more to a rebuild, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're still in this mindset of we kind of want to compete still.
If they kind of can.
If you look at the Zuccarello signing, and you could, I guess you can kind of throw Hartman in there too, but.
Yeah. I love the fact that they have Kevin Fiala, but I hate the fact that they lost Charlie Coyle, Mikkel Granlund, and they lost someone else. I can't remember. But they're looking to possibly trade Jared Spurgeon or
Nino Niederreiter.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. They lost Nino Niederreiter to Carolina in a trade, and some of those trades I just didn't understand.
Which, if you want to fire him after that, I get.
Right. But
he already made these moves, and he already signed Zuccarello for
that. Yeah. So on the Athletic, an article written by Michael Russo, Fenton loved to say that he valued turning the Wild into one big family atmosphere, but the way he and some close to him treated people created a low morale throughout the whole organization. Yeah. Obviously, that irked Craig Leopold, the owner, who also, to be fair, does value a family atmosphere and obviously wants a happy, healthy staff, that would enjoy coming to work every day, kind of like any other place. However, that's what the owner meant when he said Tuesday that Fenton did not fit into the Wild's culture. Leopold said, quote, "The culture wasn't the same. I didn't have the same vibes with our employees in hockey ops, and I think the attitude of some of the players and all the people in the coaching and the locker room and the training room, it was just a feeling that we didn't have the right leader for our organization." So, yeah. Here are really the biggest, after talking with dozens of sources, Michael Russo wrote in his article here are the 3 biggest factors on why Fenton got fired. 1, he failed to build trusting relationships both internally with the staff and externally with his NHL counterparts, agents, and the media. 2, he expended an incredible amount of time and energy trying to patch up what he perceived as leaks, accusing staff of having loose lips and routinely threatening jobs to the point staff members in all departments walked on eggshells, even when the most minor of stories broke. And finally, even though there's an understandable learning curve for every first-year GM, it's alarming how somebody with so much front office experience had trouble grasping key aspects of the job, from simple rules to other facets of the CBA collective bargaining agreement, to understanding that it was a part of the GM's duty to get his message across to fans in a polished way.
Also, I apologize if there's a lawnmower going off in the background. That was not in the quote, by the way.
No, that was not.
It would have been great if it was.
Oh, that would have been awesome. I would have loved that.
Yeah. We'll obviously do a deeper dive on them when we hit the Central, but yeah. So their offseason got a little more interesting.
Yes, it did.
But I think that's really all.
Jesse Pugliarvi says he will not return to North America until the Edmonton Oilers trades his rights. He said recently, I want a new start with some other team. Playing in North America is still my goal. I will stay on Oulu until I have a contract. I will find a place to play somewhere, end quote. So, what do you think the type of return you could get for Puljujärvi?
Probably. Close to what the Devils got for Gusev.
Okay.
Like 2 draft picks or whatever. Because he hasn't done anything in the league to really value him that much. He
Yeah.
was just coming off a hip surgery.
You know what really hurts Edmonton, though? They picked him at 4th overall.
Yeah. They were expecting him to be higher than, or better than this, but he's been injured and it's not really worked out for them. Which, I mean, at the same time, as much as Edmonton is kind of this established hockey town and everything,
Yeah.
it's another city where nobody wants to play there.
No.
Because if you're a guy that wants to get their name out there, i.e. Connor McDavid, the best player in hockey, you're playing in Edmonton where you're not going to really get much people outside of that area of Edmonton or Alberta or whatever to really see him. Which was great for, because I always compare him to Crosby because he's the next Crosby. He was in Pittsburgh, which is great because they're always on at 7 or 8, and they're always a national televised game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you'll see him more often.
Yeah.
Whereas McDavid, once in a while maybe, you'll see him on. And the other thing that sucks is they were in the playoffs once with him. So.
Yeah. So, actually, with that, so Edmonton, they have 4 nationally televised games. Pittsburgh is 16.
Yeah. That kind of says it there. And they're all, what, at like 10, 10:30 maybe?
Probably.
9:30 at best.
Yeah. And that doesn't help the Eastern viewers.
No. I mean, none of the teams in the West do. Even Vegas, it's a little hard, but at least them, they can start at like 8. Or like 8:30.
They only have 6 games on national television this year.
Vegas? Yeah. That's the next thing we'll get into is the
whole list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not really the whole list, but kind
well,
of
at least like the at least teams,
little standouts here.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they came out the national televised games for teams NHL, and up top is the Flyers.
Yeah.
Of all teams.
20 games.
Yeah. Which it's normally Pittsburgh, but they got 16.
Yeah.
They kind of flipped because last year they had like 20 and the Flyers had like 16. But still, it's another one where they got a good amount.
St. Louis, the Cup champs, 15 games.
But I think they only got like 3 or 4 on NBC, so all the rest have to be on NBCSN or something like that.
Chicago, no surprise here, with 14. The Rangers, 13. And then it's a big tie between Washington, Boston, Nashville, Minnesota, and Colorado with 12. Tampa, 11. Detroit, 8.
Why only 11 for Tampa Bay?
I don't know. San Jose, 7, along with LA, 7. Dallas and Vegas, 6.
How much does Buffalo have?
5.
They need more.
Anaheim, Edmonton, Jersey, 4.
Those kind of make sense.
Yeah, but I would really think New Jersey would get more because of Jack Hughes and also PK Subban on their team now.
I guess, but still.
I honestly, I would swap Detroit and New Jersey.
Right. How much did Detroit have?
8.
Okay.
Toronto, Montreal with 3 each.
I kind of get it because at the same time they're competing with ratings, so they're going with the teams or cities that more people are going to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is why I said they should have Buffalo more because most of your viewing audience outside
comes from Buffalo.
Yeah.
The Islanders, Flames, Blue Jackets, Coyotes 2. Winnipeg, Florida, Carolina, Vancouver 1. And Ottawa 0. A big goose egg.
Yeah. You said 2 for Columbus?
Yeah.
What a drop off.
I know. I'm surprised Winnipeg's only getting 1.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's another surprise. I don't get what.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get it because area market or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Still.
And then let's see here. What else? Some small news in the ECHL. The Golden Knights have officially renewed their ECHL affiliation with the Fort Wayne Comets. And that's kind of
That's all
for
of it.
the national news.
So no one's side. RFA
Also, I lied. A couple other things, scheduling wise. October 2nd is opening night. The Capitals against the Cup champs in against St. Louis.
The past 2 Cup champs going at it.
Yeah. Some preseason notes. The first preseason game, the Coyotes at Vegas, September 15th. Some other notable games, September 16th, the Blues at the Stars. The 29th, the Blackhawks at Isbaran, Berlin.
Oh, yeah, that's another weird one, too. The Flyers.
And the Flyers, September 30th, at HC Lausanne. It's
That's
in
not-
Switzerland.
That's not a national televised game either.
Mm-mm. Oh, no, these are only preseason games.
They are, but they're not national
Yeah.
televised either. I just find kind of weird because I feel like they kind of won.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the game when they go to Prague. or
Prague,
whatever.
yeah. And
that's
then
what it
that
is.
game's against Chicago in
Yeah.
Prague.
That one's not getting televised or nationally televised.
No. Yeah, so that's kind of that.
Yeah, but I guess with that, we'll just jump right into the Calgary Flames, the last team in the Pacific we have to talk about.
Yeah.
And last time we kind of talked about
Mhm.
we talked about the Lucic and Neil trade, and we kind of looked at it on the Edmonton side of it, how they kind of, for me at least, were the winners
Mhm.
of it. But now looking at it for the Flame side of that, because I was thinking about this earlier, I'm assuming they brought him in to kind of protect Gaudreau and Kachuk.
Yeah.
And even though
Well,
Kachuk
yeah.
can kind of defend himself, I think because he's so young and valuable, they're kind of like, we don't want you to be that. You're
Exactly.
too valuable to this team to sit
We
in the
need
box,
you
so.
exactly.
And
They
unlike-
need him to be the type of player he actually should be: a goal
Yeah,
scorer,
and unlike how he
playmaker.
was getting played in Edmonton, where he was like top 6, he's
Mhm.
gonna be bottom 6,
Oh, yeah.
which is much more where he should be playing.
Yeah, because let's face it, you can't put him on the same line as Johnny Hockey. If you do, you're gonna slow him down.
Yep. Well, he's slow everyone down because he's kind of a slow slug.
Mhm.
He's a slow slug on the ice. So. But-
Also, you can kind of
yeah.
protect Sean Monahan,
Yeah.
Elias Lindholm, Sam
Exactly.
Bennett, Michael Backlund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only even though I guess I didn't really see that much of that series enough to really say if those guys got knocked around a lot or if they
Mhm.
whatever. Even though the Penguins did this a couple years ago getting Reeves, yet they traded him at the deadline that same year, so
Yeah.
it really had no effect on them during the
Yeah.
playoffs. But
Not
still,
really.
this team's pretty good still. I don't see them being the top again.
Yeah, because they ended up winning the
Um,
West last year with 107 points, 50 wins, 25 losses, 7 losses in overtime.
This team still, I think, revolves around Gaudreau.
Oh yeah, this is his team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for. No offense to Mark Giordano. I'm just waiting for him to retire so Johnny Hockey can get the C.
Johnny Hockey. Oh,
Oh.
yeah, Johnny. Ugh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Connor McDavid. Yeah, Johnny Hockey. Yeah. And obviously, this is going to be. If you're really looking at it overall, I think most of these guys will have that better, minus little things here and there. Some of these guys will probably be better. Like, this is going to be Hanifin's second year,
Yeah.
and Calgary instead of it just being his first, so he's going to get a little more feel for it. So I think he'll be better. Giordano's still going to be Giordano.
Mm-hmm.
The question mark to me is kind of goaltending.
Yeah, David Rittich.
They had
Mike Smith
Mike
last year.
Smith last year, but they kind of did another swap with Edmonton, and that they got Cam Talbot.
Yeah.
and they now have Mike Smith, even though Cam Talbot was also on the Flyers, but still.
Yeah, no, I hear you saying. Looking at their defense, their average age is 25.4. They have Giordano, Hanifin, Brody, Hamannek.
Even
That's
though
a strong top four.
I think
Like that's a pretty strong top four right
I
there.
could be wrong, but I think David Rittich might be the starter,
I think so.
or they might split time because Rittich was another guy kind of like Hart, where he was doing well and then he just kind of fell off.
Yeah.
So I think they're really high on him.
Mm.
So I think Talbot and Rittich might be I guess you could say a tandem, but I think they're going to split more times than you'd see your usual number one versus number two. Because the only reason why I say that is because I feel like Cam Talbot went here because he was more likely going to be a starter than he was if he re-signed at Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, because face it, it's Carter Hart's team now.
Yeah. Even though he is his mentor, which is why I think a lot of people thought he was going to stay, including you.
Yeah.
That's another thing about this team. This team's fast.
They are.
Because there's 2 times when the Flyers played them, even like the one time when they came back, which was so disappointing, and everyone really called for Hackstall to be fired after that game.
Yeah.
Because that was a really bad time. But yeah, this team's fast and everything. They got good skill. I see them making the playoffs again.
Yeah. Definitely not as the number 1 seed though.
I could see them either being 2 or 3. I'm still not sure how I want to kind of figure
I'm
this
more
out.
so comfortable with giving the number 3 position.
But this team still has a lot going for it. They just have to make their center RFAs, which is just 2 guys left, and Kachuk and I already forgot how to pronounce his name.
Oh. We were looking at this. It's Italian.
Yeah.
It's like Magnapagne.
Yeah.
Is that
like
it?
that. Magnapagne. Yeah, he's Canadian. It is.
It's an Italian name, though.
Yeah. He is our age.
Yeah.
April 4th, 1996.
Hey, 21 days before my birthday.
Yeah. Share the same month.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's kind of been a guy that they're kind of thrown up a couple times here and there. Had a couple points with their, I think it was like 15 or so last year, in 44 games. So I think they're hoping for more for him. I don't expect him to get too terribly much. I'm trying to think of someone to compare him against, but the only one that's come to mind is Konechny, but I think Konechny would get more than what he would get. Magnapagne, that's what it was.
There it is.
And Kachuk is going to be another one of those guys like Marner, Points, Line A, where they're going to wait and see.
How many
what
years
the
do you
other
think
guys.
Kachuk could get? 4 or 5 years?
I say similar to what Gaudreau signed.
Okay.
Years-wise, which was 6 years.
Okay.
His was 6 years, 40.5, 6.75 a year. If I was running this team, because I think at the moment, still, which is weird, because even looking at this now, because you said how Giordano has a C, Kachuk has an A.
No, I know.
But
That's
Gaudreau
something
does not have an A.
I know. That's something I got confused by because Monahan, Backlund, and Kachuk all have A's.
Yeah.
Giordano has a C.
But Gaudreau has nothing.
Exactly. Not only that, but look at it though. Three players have an A.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think what is happening is where it's like one player is always an alternate, while one's an alternate at home, the other is an alternate for away only.
But I think Gaudreau's better, so I think Gaudreau should make more, if that makes sense. So I think for me, I'd give him 6.5 per year. 6.5 per year.
Yeah.
That's what I would sign Kachuk for. 6 years, 6.5 per year. Whatever that would equal out to. Which would probably be around what Gaudreau was, which was like 40 mil.
So that'd be 36.
Yeah, 36.
36.5.
Yeah. What would you?
4 years.
Oh.
Definitely less than Johnny Hockey, but
Yeah.
because it's no secret Kachuk is a big part
Yeah,
in
he is.
Calgary's future.
Yeah.
That's why I would love to go 5,
Mm-hmm.
but same time it's
At the same time, he's 21,
yeah.
and this is the first contract before the next kind of big one he
Exactly.
would get.
So that's why I'm more
So-
comfortable giving him 4 years.
Okay, I get that.
If he was a player like Johnny Hockey, oh
Mhm.
hell yeah, I'm giving him
But
5 years.
The only reason why I compared him to Johnny Hockey is Johnny Hockey was the same age when he signed his.
Yeah.
So.
But he's a pure talent player, and
Sure.
not saying Kachuk isn't, but
He's
look
got
at the
more skill
difference.
to him.
He's got way more skill, way more.
Are they even on the same line together? Or are they on separate lines?
I don't know.
If you look at daily face-offs, what did they say? If it wants to load for me. No, they're not. For them, they have it Sean Monahan, Gaudreau, Elias Lindholm. Oh, yeah, they're both left wings. Why would I think they'd be on the line together?
I mean, that's
and
top
then the
line,
second
that's-
line is Backlund, Kachuk, Frolik.
Frolik.
And then their third line they have is Janowski, Sam Bennett, and Milan Lucic.
The fact that they've Bennett on their third line shows how much depth
Yep.
they have. That's insane.
That's just how they have it, which I'm assuming because they kind of go off of what the last game was. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of they filled in Lucic where that was just maybe how it was there.
I'd assume so.
But yeah, that's pretty good. And here's even the bigger one too.
Yeah.
Is if you look on the defense, Hannafin and Giordano aren't even together.
Oh my god.
It's Giordano, Brody, Hannafin, Hamonic, Vamanaki, and Anderson.
Okay.
Who do they have? Okay, it doesn't really say. It just shows Talbot and then Rittich. Okay, yeah. They say Talbot would be the starter.
Yeah. My thing is, hold on. Just because I want to look it up now.
But I believe the 7, almost 7-8 mil they have left is plenty enough to sign both of them.
Easily. Here, so for Calgary, that was last year, but it's still.
Oh yeah, where did they finish? No, yeah, they were tops of tops.
Okay.
In the West,
Because
at least.
so last year. So Val Mackey, he's considered one of Calgary's top prospects.
Mm-hmm.
Like, actually, the top prospect for them right now. He was drafted 16th overall in 2017. The Finnish defenseman, 6'2", 205 pounds, 20 years old. I think he could do some good. Oh, Oliver Kylington, he's also another defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
He's 22. He's drafted 60th overall, so that's second round back in 2015. He's also on the roster as well. So I think that's going to be a big help for them there.
Yeah.
I know they have a goalie that I'm very excited about in their system.
Outside of Rittich.
Yes. Tyler Parsons,
Mm-hmm.
21 years old. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the minors for quite some time because obviously the goalies, at least in my opinion, though, and I've brought this up numerous amount of times, they take the longest to properly develop. Not just develop, but properly develop.
He's the same age, roughly the same age as Carter Hart, and I don't see him being like Carter Hart and already being the starter.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Carter Hart's a very rare.
Yes.
It's more like even Bennington's a rarity too.
Yeah.
Because he was 25, backup and backup of backup. And their AHL system.
Mm-hmm.
And then he won a Stanley Cup for them.
There you go.
But yeah, for the next couple of years, they're going to be the next up and coming team in the Pacific. I think. With battling with Vegas, obviously, because Vegas is kind of, I feel, a team to lose in the Pacific. Yeah. But now that we looked at all these, Jeff, all these teams in the Pacific,
Yeah.
where would you put? How would you think it would end up standing wise? Let's do a prediction.
So
We haven't
all right,
done one of
here's
this in
how it
forever.
went last year. In order from 1 through 8, Calgary, San Jose, Vegas, Arizona, Vancouver, Anaheim, Edmonton, LA. The bottom 3, with LA, Edmonton, and Anaheim, they're staying the same somewhere in that order. They might mix up around. I actually am going to have Anaheim finish last, LA finish. Anaheim in 8th, Edmonton 7th, and LA in 6th. Then I'm gonna have Vancouver and Arizona for that 4th spot. I think Arizona's gonna come out on top, possibly a wild card position, possibly. And then top 2 or top 3, it's gonna be Vegas, San Jose, Calgary for me. So in review, Vegas, San Jose, Calgary, Arizona, Vancouver, LA, Edmonton, Anaheim. In that specific order. I think Vegas could also take the West.
Mm-hmm. I'm just typing
You're
how
good.
I'm
Yeah.
having it out. I'm still up in the air of who finishes last. I could see it being the Kings. I can see it being the Ducks.
I think the Kings are going to have a much better year. All right, let me put it this way. They're going to have a better year than last year. It's not going to be great, but it's going to be better.
Mm-hmm. But mine is, I think it's pretty much the same as yours. But I have Vegas up top taking the division. Then I have San Jose. Even though I think they're slowly falling out of that second spot. I could easily see Calgary being 2.
Yeah.
But then Calgary 3. I do agree with Arizona at 4. Then I have Vancouver 5, Edmonton 6, Vegas or Kings 7, and then Ducks 8.
Okay.
And then that's another one where I could see flipping or flopping between the Kings and Ducks. And it's all because I think Gibson at the moment is a better goalie than Quick. But then the Kings also have Doughty and Kopitar still.
Yes.
And the Ducks just lost Perry.
They did.
And they don't have Kessler.
Yes. Yeah, so the
So
Ducks,
the show
I feel bad for John Gibson.
Yeah,
He's going to have a rough year.
like he did last year.
Yeah, not saying that he's going to do poorly. It's just he's not
It's-
going to get
yeah.
any help.
No.
I still think he's the Vezina candidate, at least in my opinion.
Visitor quality. candidate.
That's a good way to put it. Vezina quality candidate. No, but I'm very high on John Gibson. I think he's a great goaltender. He's going to help USA hopefully claim a gold medal in one of the next Olympics.
It's not happening.
I know. Leave me alone. Let me
Canada
have some
and
fun.
Russia are a lot better.
Let me have some fun here. I want one gold medal. Dang it.
No. See, I'm different with that. I don't have that patriotic kind of feel.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking at whoever had the Flyers are on, and I'll root for that.
There you go.
So if it comes down to like, and also it's Patrick Kane. I can't root for Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
I hear you.
But at the same time, I can't really.
I'm
root
rooting for everyone
but
but
I can't
Patrick
also
Kane.
root for Brad Marchand, and he'd probably be on the Canadian team.
He will be. But I'll put it this way. I'm rooting for everyone but Patrick
Yeah.
Kane.
Because if you're thinking about it, I'm assuming JVR would be in USA, but
Yep.
then there could be a chance of Couturier or Giroux or Provorov or something like that.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, okay.
And possibly TK. Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. But those are kind of,
Stretch.
even Giroux's kind of a stretch.
He shouldn't be, which is the pathetic
Yeah.
part. Oh, this pissed me off the other day. The NHL released their top 20 centers
He's
the other
not a
day.
center.
Huh?
He's a center, but he's not playing center.
No. They don't even have Sean Couturier on the top 20 list.
That don't make sense.
Ready for this?
I am.
Number 20, Elias Pettersson. 19, Sean Monahan. 18, Nicholas Backstrom. 17, Logan Couture. 16, Evgeny Kuznetsov. 15, Jack Eichel. 14, Sebastian Aho. 13, Evgeny Malkin. 12, Ryan O'Reilly. 11, Tyler Seguin. 10, Braden Point. 9, Mark Scheifele. 8, Steven Stamkos. 7, Patrice Bergeron. 6, Austin Matthews. 5, John Tavares. 4, Alexander Barkov. 3, Nathan McKinnon. 2, Crosby. 1, McDavid. I felt like I was singing the 12 Days of Christmas right there.
You did.
I love Braden Point. Like, I absolutely love him. I think he's a hell of a player, hell of a talent. He is a future Hart Trophy winner. I think he can take home the Maurice Richard Rocket a couple times, or at least the Art Ross for most points, but he's not the 10th best center in the league.
He's not.
I would put him down at least 19 or 20. Monahan's good, but
my top 5 at the moment.
Top 5. Start at 5.
5? Okay. One second.
It's a ridiculous list. The fact that Couture's not even on there, and I'm not saying that because, obviously I've grown up rooting for the Flyers. No, but it's the fact that he's been in the running for the Selke twice. He's had career years every year now, basically.
Here's mine.
Go for it.
Nathan McKinnon, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Couturier, 4. Patrice Bergeron, 3. Then Crosby, then McDavid.
All right. Here, run by that me one more time.
McDavid, 5. Couturier, 4. Bergeron, 3. 2, Crosby, 1.
Mm-hmm.
McDavid.
I kind of have the same list. McKinnon 5, Coots 4. I'm kind of between Tavares and Bergeron at 3. Because Tavares is just a whole nother animal. Crosby, McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm at with that list. For a top 5 at least.
Yeah.
But looking at the top 20 as a whole, I think Nick Backstrom should be higher. Couture could be a little higher. Malkin is way lower.
Is Malkin really a center anymore?
Not really. Points should be way lower.
Well, I mean, at the same time, this is 1, NHL.com.
Yeah.
And 2, it's like when you look at like Madden or NHL, the video games overall. So who cares?
Yeah, true.
It's because people don't know Sean Couturier.
Clearly not.
Yeah. And also, I mean, for them, it's probably like, oh, I can't give it to someone who hasn't made it past the second round since 2012. Because, playoffs matter for some reason when it's all season and everything. But I think we kind of touched on everything.
The only thing I will say is, just because this popped up on my timeline from someone I follow, I don't know how accurate this is.
Mm-hmm.
This was posted by the person. It said leaked and said Travis Konechny signed 5 years, $25 million. I don't know how accurate that is because reading the comments, obviously, people are questioning it. The person did say, got it from a close source, confirmed.
Who was the person saying this? This is the big one, Jeffrey. We know what happened the last time.
No, I know. Leave me alone. It's the Elaine Vigneault page. It's like the fake Elaine Vigneault. Obviously, it's not.
It's not real.
Well, no, because he more so posts like funny stuff, not just like the stuff that is like 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 the incorrect Philadelphia Flyers page. Yeah, it's kind of like that page. Right. It's more so fun, but like for someone, like, not saying this is 100% true, but I'm just saying I'm just keeping my eye on it.
I mean, I did kind of see things saying that he was close.
Yeah,
they thought he was going to sign soon, but I don't know.
Right, I have no idea. But
that's
like,
the only thing
if
I
it's
really
something
saw.
Like that though, 5 years, $25 million. What would you be? What would your thoughts be about that one?
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. And give the rest to Provy.
Yeah, that's where it's all going to go.
Yeah, most
of it at least.
But because I just want,
we could spend hours and hours of podcasts talking about RFAs
easily.
And everything, but we already kind of did that in the past couple. Yeah. So,
but next up is the Metro for our next podcast.
We are moving on to the East. I don't know why we went Pacific then East, but I just
makes it
more
fun.
Well, it's that, and also I just kind of this is the one we kind of know the most.
We do,
so I feel like we can give
because we get to watch this division most, of course.
We can do a little more insight on these teams.
And
it's this one was a harder one to do Pacific because we rarely kind of see them,
right? And
some of them are like up-and-coming teams, some are falling off and everything. So
it's definitely it's a good mix of both. But Metro,
this one, the Metro is.
I just think it's the best division.
Best division is that you can't really. I don't think you can really predict it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's the hardest division to predict, just because it literally could be all over the place.
For me, I think, which I'm gonna leave and have people think about it over. Until our next podcast or when we do our prediction, but I have two teams. I think you know what I'm talking about. I put it on that thing I sent you of my thoughts in the Metro.
Yes, I had to think about it.
I have two teams where I think I know where they're going to be, but that's kind of it. Everything else, I think it's a toss up.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yep.